Welcome to the best evening sports show on the planet, the DMV Sports Talk Show, with your host, Razul McGee from Springfield, Virginia. We keep you updated on all sports in the DMV with the In the Zone Sports Talk Radio Network. And be sure to download the Try 99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Now, let's get into the DMV Sports Talk Show. Sports Talk. Welcome to the best evening sports show on the planet, the DMV Sports Talk Show, with your host, Razul McGee from Springfield, Virginia. We keep you updated on all sports in the DMV with the In the Zone Sports Talk Radio Network. And be sure to download the Try 99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Now, let's get into the DMV Sports Talk Show. Welcome to the best evening sports show on the planet, the DMV Sports Talk Show, with your host, Razul McGee from Springfield, Virginia. We keep you updated on all sports in the DMV with the In the Zone Sports Talk Radio Network. And be sure to download the Try 99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Now, let's get into the DMV Sports Talk Show. Welcome to the best evening sports show on the planet, the DMV Sports Talk Show, with your host, Razul McGee from Springfield, Virginia. We keep you updated on all sports in the DMV with the In the Zone Sports Talk Radio Network. And be sure to download the Try 99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Now, let's get into the DMV Sports Talk Show. Welcome to the best evening sports show on the planet, the DMV Sports Talk Show, with your host, Razul McGee from Springfield, Virginia. We keep you updated on all sports in the DMV with the In the Zone Sports Talk Radio Network. And be sure to download the Try 99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Now, let's get into the DMV Sports Talk Show. Welcome to the best evening sports show on the planet, the DMV Sports Talk Show, with your host, Razul McGee from Springfield, Virginia. We keep you updated on all sports in the DMV with the In the Zone Sports Talk Radio Network. And be sure to download the Try 99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Now, let's get into the DMV Sports Talk Show.
I'm here. Oh, okay.
Welcome to the best evening sports show on the planet, the DMV Sports Talk.
Got my free shot. Believe me, they are. Okay, I'll go get mine.
Welcome to another edition of DMV Sports Show. I'm your host, Sean McGee. It's Saturday, right? It's Saturday to hear the sports that you want to hear on your weekend. I'm your host, Sean McGee. Of course, the nice and never gang is always on the run. I am here at the underscore pitch for that here. You're going to hear the sports this year. We got a lineup that you wouldn't believe. We got the Washington Commanders and what they did against the Giants. I know Asai's disappointment. Asai believes, I don't know what it's Asai about, but it's not a good side because we didn't get that W. We're also going to talk about the Washington Capitals. We're going to talk about the Washington Wizards. And as we always say, here in the DMV Sports Show, if you haven't been listening, they were going to fall in the way. So we're going to go ahead and move forward and talk about what you want to talk about, and that is the Washington Commanders, because that's what we're going to start off tonight about. So we got a panel that you wouldn't believe. We got 202-751-6780. You know that's Big Steve. How you doing, Big Steve?
Hey.
We got
I'm doing fine.
Hey, that's great, man. Great to hear. We got 540-354-3314, and that's everybody knows that's Coach. If you haven't been listening to the show, now you know. How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing all right. Thank you, Reginald.
You're welcome. No problem. So, as you see, the tone in our voice is very low because we had expectations, but we knew it was going to happen, but we didn't think it was going to happen, but it did. We took on the Giants and we lost by a touchdown. How does that happen? I'm about to tell you. So in the first quarter, we didn't show up. The second quarter, we started to show up, but we were shut down. Then halftime, we were a goose egg at the halftime. And then at the third quarter started, we scored. Now, here's where I believe everything says about this season for the Commanders is right in the hands of our opponent. So let's get to that. And then we're going to get to the panel because I think the panel has more of a understanding of where we are in this season, even though it's around, week 6, week 8, week 8. This holds a tale of what's happening with our Commanders. Now, there was a punt in the third quarter to Leslie Shepard. Now, Leslie Shepard, if you don't know, he's a wide receiver for the Giants. Now, in that sequence, everything was going right because the Giants were completely, utterly masterful in silencing us on defense, offense, and special teams. So when Tressway kicked the punt off, Leslie Shepard missed and timed his catch to fumble the football. To our discredit, we were surprised. We went and recovered the football and went for a drive for a touchdown. In that same motion, they panned over to Leslie Shepard, dismayed, angry, and the head coach sat right next to him and said, "Come on, calm down." Now, why does this matter? I tell you why. Here's where you have to understand. Leslie Shepard wasn't angry that he fumbled the football. He was angry because he fumbled the football and they were going to embarrass us because they know we had our number. I know you might be thinking, well, that's not it. It can't be it. If you look at Leslie Shepard's lips, he said, and I quote, "I can't believe I fumbled that football." Now they're going to go and win. We can beat this team. That was the words of Leslie Shepard. And they had our numbers for years, and they knew it. They knew if we embarrassed them on this night, we will get the W and we'll be back in it. And they will fall. So when I tell you this is a plan, you can't plan it any better. It's a plan, and you can't plan any better. So
what's with the offensive?
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. So after that, we drove down the field. Now, to this credit, we just went down the field and got a touchdown. 7-14. Back and forth, 3 and outs. 3 and outs, 3 and outs. Yeah, interception, 3 and outs, 3 and outs. Fourth quarter comes. We managed to get down to the 5-yard line with about, maybe 50 seconds left on the clock? Maybe a little bit lesser. In this same motion, the defense is planning to shift. You can see that the coach had called the play for the Giants to shift to the right. Now, they didn't shift. They played zone. In the end zone, you play zone, which means that you're man-to-man up front, and you're looking at the quarterback to see where he was going to throw to the tight end or the running back. In this case, Sam Howell rolls to his right and flicks it to Jahan Dotson, goes through his hands, game over. So in this analysis that I just, play by play with you, is exactly why we had the game tied, not won, tied, and go into overtime. This team was not about to win it in overtime. We weren't about to win it until we got it tied. See, here's the thing. We could have beaten the Giants in overtime, and they knew it.
Oh, yeah.
They knew we could win because we had the better kicker, we had the better runner, and we had the better wide receiver. What they didn't have, what we didn't have, was the better clock management. I have always said Todd Wright Taylor is the best quarterback in the NFL, and this proves it. The man managed the game perfectly. Perfectly. When he was with the Bills,
watched him for years.
When he was with when he was with the Baltimore Ravens, perfect. When he was with the I just said it. When he was with the Bills, perfect. The man rarely throws an interception. Rarely. He gets sacked a lot, but he managed the game perfectly. This guy.
That is how much they protected him.
Oh yeah. They knew that Chase Young, Montez Sweat, Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne, and the CBs would be there. What they did was they stacked the offensive line so that way he gave him enough time to throw it to the wide receivers and tight ends. My problem is that, as you already know, Jack Del Rio, this numbnut, this illegitimate child said, and I quote, "I like the pressure on me." Okay, you like the pressure on you. Guess what? We lost again. What do you got to say? You like the pressure now? Because right now you're on.
Yeah.
You're in the hot seat, sir. And to my credit, and then I'm gonna come and get your two input on this, because I think you hold, like I said, you hold a better personality and opinions about something I don't see. But let me talk about this point and go directly to you. I don't think it's Ron Rivera who is the blame at this, even though he's the head coach. I don't think he's to blame. Here's the blame.
No.
The blame goes on the defense, because the defense, even though they held the score to just 14 points, you had a running back that was supposed to be stopped on 3rd and 15. 3rd and 15. Yep. You could not tell me this man ran for 10 plus yards to get a first down, and he's at the 25, and you telling me that you could not hold one player? You could have gang tackled that dude and knocked the ball out of his hand, but you let this guy, not only him, you were in man-to-man, and you let Todd Rod Taylor throw it to a wide receiver to get in the red zone. So this is another problem for me, because you're telling me it's not your fault, it's the player's fault, but you're the one who called a scheme. I'm going to go one step over. Let's go to the offense. Offensive-wise, you had multiple times. You've been in the red zone not once, but 3 times, and came back 1 touchdown. You could have done a running back with a screen. You could have done a wide receiver screen. Those minute screens were under Scott Turner. You couldn't do one, and you had the personnel.
He's done a lot for us in the past.
Exactly. So you've done more with Curtis Samuels and a wide receiver sweep. You could have used Scary Terry. Scary Terry is known to be a running quarterback, wide receiver screen type of guy. It's a problem with me that we couldn't even allow one simple thing. Let me read to you the stats, the team statistics. I know it doesn't matter. It does to this team. First total first downs. We are 138 to the opponent's 136. We won that one. So there's no problem getting the first down. So for a first down, rushing, passing, and by penalty, 39 by rushing, 80 by passing, 19 by penalty of the other team. The opponent's 49 by rushing, 78 by passing, and only 9 by penalty by us. 25 third down conversions out of 85. 38 out of 99 for third down conversions. So basically, our opponents scored more third downs than us. You're starting to see the picture? Defense.
And that shouldn't have happened.
Fourth down conversions, 6 of 9, and our opponents is 6 of 10, which means that our opponents converted more of a fourth down conversion than we did. Now here's the bread button of my whole point about defense. Total offensive yards. Us, we have 2,085. Our opponent has 2,619, which means that on us, our defense, opponents threw a lot more. Let's go one more step further, and then we'll get the questions for you guys. We had some money to come in as well. I believe that is Louis Tenor. How you doing, Lou? How you doing, man? For those who don't know, Louis Tenor is the host of the Enhanced Sports Show. That's on Sundays, Saturdays from 4 to 6. So Saturdays too. Yeah, he's doing everything. He's commentating. He's doing the weather, everything. This man cannot be stopped. Yo, how you doing, Lou? But let's go back to the stats. This is very revealing because, Lou, we're going over the stats of what happened. off because I was going too long. But don't worry, we'll go directly to you guys.
Okay.
So basically, what I read was a statistic of the teams, and what we have experienced is teams playing to our weakness and benefit from it. Like I said in preseason, if we can't generate enough points, then we're not going to go nowhere. We only have one game where we went over 30 points. No, 2 games, excuse me. We won one and lost one. And then the rest was just blown out of proportion. So I'm going to ask the panel. The panel, I have to say, what did you experience in this game? What did you like and dislike? Let's go with Steve and then end with Lou. And then I got another question that would begin with Lou and then end with Steve.
Okay.
Coach,
I got you, Coach. Don't worry.
What I like is that they held on to 14 points. What I don't like is getting 5 sacks in the first half against our quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
The offensive line played poorly.
Right.
You know, the defense is only going to feel so much. So, I mean, it was just a total disaster. We had 4 opportunities to score. It's just a 28-14 Commanders. But it just blew it.
Yes, we did.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was. Steve is right. I mean, first half, the offensive line, they were just, busting loose. They were sacking Sam. Sam wasn't connecting. I don't understand why Benemy didn't call the team out and say, all right, we got to slow this down. It's too fast a pace. We're going to slow them down to our pace. And there is a way to do that. I know. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I understand, and I'm gonna get to that too. That's a good point. Let me hear what Lou have to say, and then I'll go back to you and tell you what I think. Go ahead, Lou.
Question.
The question was, what did you like about the Giants game, and what did you hate about the Giants game?
Well, I mean, the Giants, did put up their best. I mean, it could have went either way, to be honest with you. The Commanders aren't really a strong team, and I think with Barkley back in it, that might make a difference with it, because without Barkley and Jones together, you couldn't really do much. So I think the Giants defense, held up pretty well with it. But now Jones is out, so it's going to be a tough game tomorrow. I mean, and the calls, I think the coach is right, because some of these calls are just ridiculous. The refs do need to get it right. I mean, they're paid, to make these right calls.
That is a great point. That is a great point, Lou. Absolutely. Great point. Great point. We have a new caller, 703-499-2301. State your name for the record and who you represent.
Rain, can you hear me?
Hey, how you doing?
All right. Representing the DMV area.
That's what's up, bro.
But I'll go for you now.
All right. So let me ask you a question, man. What did you hate about the game? What did you like about the game? The Giants game versus Commanders.
Man, it wasn't much to like at all. I mean, there was no rhythm to that game. No identity, nothing. Like, we haven't had, that's the part that, I try not to go back to nostalgia and what we used to have back in the days.
Understand.
Every
Go ahead.
team has an identity. Every team has an identity. And right now, we don't have one. We don't have one offensively. We don't have one defensively. Wow. So what do we?
Actually, we do. When we do jail, we battle. Yeah.
That was Coach. We have Coach. We have Big Steve, and we have Louis Tenor of the Enhanced Sports Show. What you just heard was Coach saying that we have when we battle, we win. But Coach, what he was saying was that we don't have an identity when we lose because of the fact that there's nobody there to hold the team accountable, because when they come back out, they fall flat, you know?
Right.
And
we start every game.
Go ahead.
No, we start every game all flat. I mean, again, if there was an identity, there really isn't. We thought our identity would be the defense and the line. We haven't been getting the pressure we want. And I don't really blame a lot on them because it's a combination of things. But you got talented receivers. You're not really getting them the ball and being creative in space. You have a defensive line that has pressure, but you know, I guess we blitz more, but we're not getting back there. Those pockets are way too clean. I don't want to hear stuff about stats and getting pressures. Obviously, the pressure is not bothering the QBs because they're coming out and enforcing us.
Okay.
You got Tyrod Taylor looking, you know what I'm saying? Every time we seem like we play the Giants.
Tyrod Taylor is good. I don't care what anybody says.
Wait. He's not saying anything negative.
Is he top 10?
He's like top 15, top 20.
Mm-hmm.
Because he doesn't.
I've
Okay.
watched him for years.
No. Wait. Hold on. Let me say this, and we'll get back to your point. I don't want to think anybody's attacking anybody. The point no, because we've been through that road before. But I'm just letting you know we are not attacking nobody. But what was being said is that Tyrod Taylor looked like he was the prime. He was like he thought he was like Lamar Jackson. That's how we appeared to let him dissect us on Sunday. That's what 703 was saying.
He's a professional football player. I get it. Any quarterback in the league that has a clean pocket is going to be able to get the ball and distribute it, period. But it just seems like, again, going back to the identity, we just don't have one. Are we running the ball? Are we passing the ball? Are we getting our talented receivers out in creative space?
Right.
Nothing. It's just like first two quarters is like, who are we?
Well, you better talk to Benjamin.
Yeah. He has to be held accountable too. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You better talk to Benjamin. Everybody's trying to blame
But to that credit alone, I agree with both of you. Here's where my level of urgency is. And don't get me wrong, we were urgent when we lost to the Bears on Thursday night. What my problem is that was the alarm going off in the middle of the game. Like, if we don't get back in this game, we're going to lose. And we didn't get back into the game until the late fourth quarter, and that's when we blew it open. To that credit alone, Jack Del Rio is the reason why we are our record, because of the fact he does have not done one thing positive in this game. He was supposed to blitz.
Amen.
He was supposed to blitz St. Jude. He was supposed to blitz Kendall Fuller. You cannot allow this team to have a base of man-to-man and zone the whole entire game and not generate enough sacks. Here's another problem. You cannot allow you cannot allow your front four to do the dirty work. You got to get your secondary in there. Remember, when you have a free safety dropping down into the box, you know what's going to happen. You're going to have an overload blitz. You know who used to do that? Jim Haslett. You know who used to do that? Greg Bloch. You know who used to do that?
That's what we had in our day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when you know exactly what's happening and you don't do it, guess what? You get blown out 40 points. You get blown out 35.
Yeah.
You get overtime 34. So exactly. So my problem now is that this is where I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. Every time when you lose, teams pick up your losing video and play it all through the week through practice. And they're like, let's mimic this guy. This team did the right thing. Let's mimic what they did. And you know what they did? They used the Eagles' brotherly love push on us. Bears did it. The Eagles did, the Giants did it. And then they blew us out and then act like, oh, we got to take our hats off to the Commanders. I don't want to hear that. We didn't do anything.
Well,
Stop.
not only are they killing us, so
Hey,
y'all.
Razzle.
Huh?
Razzle,
Hmm.
can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Okay. Do you think they were up against the Bears like they should have been? You know, you should be up for, I don't care how many they won or lost, they should be up for it, period.
What do you mean up for it? I want you to elaborate that because I want to answer it, correctly. Can you elaborate what you mean up for it?
Elaborate?
Yeah.
I'm talking about offensive, defensive. You know how we did against the Eagles the last time,
okay?
right?
You mean? Do you think they were? They showed up.
Exactly.
Okay, so here's my problem.
It's like we didn't show up.
Exactly my point. I'm about to give you the correct way of how I'm about to characterize, our preparation. So we have at least 8 people on offense that can't really do anything. And I'm going to call them out, and I'm going to call them out right here. First, the person I'm going to call out is the running back coach. The lady that Regina, I think her name is Regina or something. I forgot who her is. So she hasn't really done anything for the running back situation. All she did was tell AG to hold the ball clear. Don't hold it out or below the beltway. Just hold it up to the stomach area.
Yeah, she's saying protect it.
Yeah, she didn't tell him how to correctly protect it. If you look at what happened, this is factual. If you look on where we played the Giants and how they played Tiki Barber being the prime example how he beat the Washington Redskins / Commanders and he held the ball up to where his chin is, that's how you're supposed to protect it. You can't hold it to your stomach or the middle of your chest. You got to hold it up to your neck. That's how you do it.
Can I bring up one thing with AG?
Go ahead.
Because we have used Antonio Gibson incorrectly.
Thank you. Yes.
Not saying he shouldn't fumble, but if you've seen him at Memphis, he was a Swiss Army knife.
Thank you.
You're not getting that man out in space. You're not putting him on the linebackers to be a receiver. He was both.
There you go.
They forced him to be a running back down, shoving it down the throat between the tackle and the guard. That's not his game.
Let's
So
go.
why are you not?
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead,
I
bro.
don't understand why they're not using him for what? What did they see on tape that told them that he should be in between a tackle type of runner and not more of a receiver type running back?
So let me tackle that question too, because you're gonna love this answer. Remember how Bieniemy said in his presser that he's gonna get these guys to play like they did in Kansas City. So right now, if you look at AG and how he's being mimicked and how he's being used, he's being mimicked like Kareem Hunt. You see what I'm getting at right now? Kareem Hunt. So Kareem Hunt is played a wide receiver / running back. That's how they use an AG. So that's the wrong thing you're supposed to do to AG. You're supposed to put him in a wide receiver set, motion him out. But if you don't get him hot, if you don't get him hot early, guess what? He's going to be stagnant. Everybody going to know what you're doing. They're going to say, oh, well, he's not doing anything. Yeah, let's go and see if we can cover him. And then when you cover him, you knock the ball out in his hands like, hey, there was nothing. You're using him in a really bad role. You're supposed to use him in a wide receiver set first, then run him in towards the end zone. You can't use him out in the open because he's not that ready yet. You got to put him in a wide receiver set in a slot where he can get into the zone and pick apart your opponent. We start him out and running 15 carries. You can't put 15 carries on AG like that. He's not built for that.
He's never in between the tackle kind of runner.
He's not ready for that. That's not his spot.
That is bad.
Exactly. And I blame Ron Rivera on that part, because he could have said, Bieniemy, let's put him in the wide receiver first, then put him in a running situation in the goal line stance or in a in the red zone. Then you got your weapon. Then you got your Swiss Army knife, because they can't stop you, because they gotta start thinking about Scary Terry. They gotta start thinking about him.
Mm-hmm.
So when
niggas don't get these things early enough. I think as much as the QB is pretty good, but he's just too comfortable with a safety net just throwing to the tight end, and they're not getting any type of quick type of plays to get any of those receivers touches, which I just, it frustrates me.
Well, it's so the problem with that, bro, is the reason why he's throwing to the tight end. He's not confident to throw to anybody else. Only time
it's his comfort zone.
Right. So the only person in his comfort zone is Scary Terry. He can't throw it to Jahan because Jahan is too short, and he's afraid that he might pick it off. So what he does is he throw it to the tight end, because he see the tight end is 6 foot something, 200 pounds, like Logan Thompson. But see, Logan, he fumbles. Yeah, he fumbles.
You throw screens to Jahan then.
Well, see, they're not that creative, bro. They're not that creative.
They're not getting them in space. Yeah, they're not getting them in space. Santana Moss. I remember like near the end of his career, because his footwork was so good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they were running the screens like again, it's an identity. Like, what do you want these guys to do? If Sam is too uncomfortable with with getting the ball out quick, you have to put those receivers in a place to get the ball out quick so they can start creating. Everybody's pretty creative on this team.
The whole team is talented. The whole team is talented.
Yeah, they're creative.
It's just the coaches are not creative.
Learn to be comfortable with whoever's open. Let them have it.
They can't do it. They can't do it because the offensive line is horrible. Because they can't push the defense back to give Sam Howell that comfort zone to throw it 20 yards down the field. They gotta dump it off like 5 off the hitch. 5, 6, 7 yards, 15.
The last QB I saw that got hit this much was Ramsey. Man, they made that man so shell shocked.
Oh man, they killed Ramsey.
Oh yeah.
Oh, North Turner made sure he felt the pain every Sunday. I remember watching the Eagles game. Ramsey kept throwing down the field the bombs, right? And then when what's his name? What's that? What was the legendary defensive end for the Eagles? I know it was R or something. Was it Randall Cunningham?
Randy White.
Randy White. Randy White used to sack the crap out of Patrick Ramsey all the time. And then he would go back and they would be out because he had a concussion.
I don't know. I don't think White was with if anybody was with Green Bay at that point.
No, I think he was with the Eagles first, and then we had him, and then he went to Green Bay.
You talking about Jerome
Kersey, yeah, Jerome Kersey was there, but I don't think Jerome Kersey was. That was long down the field. That was long down the road.
But I know Ramsey played a terrible game against the Saints. I was there at
the Saints was 1-2. Yeah.
You got Ramsey was more like early 2000s. Reggie White almost had retired by that point.
Okay, then I stand corrected. Then you're right. I remember.
Well, it must have been Curse. I think it was Curse. You probably that's who you think about.
Yeah, because Javon Curse. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how people get correct. 40 sacks is insane.
But to that point alone, you're absolutely right. And there was another quarterback that used to got, crushed as well. And that person was, I would say, Gus Frerotte, but Gus Frerotte got the ball out of his hand pretty quick.
That's right.
Yeah, Gus Frerotte used to get hit a lot.
Yeah, he hit a wall.
He hit the wall. I remember it was padded. I remember, but he got hit too. He got punished because people said he wasn't tough. That's why he rammed his head into the wall. But he forgot. He forgot that wall was cemented, and that was in New York. No, that was in Minnesota. But my point is, the offensive line is like the bottom of the offensive line pool. So they were cheap to buy and to reassemble and being coached up. This is another problem of Ron Rivera. He deserves blame for that, but I don't blame him for the loss in New York. I blame Jack Del Rio because we're supposed to have the better talented defense, and you don't coach a better.
I agree.
Okay, and my problem is you don't give Chase Young an assignment to keep rushing the quarterback because they're going to put a linebacker and a tight end and the offensive lineman on Chase Young to open up a large amount of running space up the gut, up the B gap, up the C gap. And then what you're doing is you're playing Chase to Saquon Barkley to 10 yards. This is another problem I have with Jack Del Rio. You don't put the front four and drop your linebackers back because you know what's going to happen, right? They're going to pass it right to Saquon. He's going to get a touchdown. And that's what they did.
You don't have linebackers. I don't even know what you want to call it. I'm used to seeing Scud Missing come down and bust people up. Nobody that we have in linebacker gets to the ball at all.
At all, yeah.
That's another place we keep. We keeping the linebacker part of the game.
Well, you see, bro. Look, if you look at Jamin Davis, right, and what he did against the Falcons, right, and he picked off, Ritter, right. They had him in underneath coverage because they knew that they got Ritter in an uncomfortable situation. You're dealing with Todd Rod Taylor. You need to blitz him to get him uncomfortable. The whole entire game, we made the man comfortable. He knew exactly what we were going to do. Nothing. We didn't.
Raymond Davis was more of a rusher in college.
Yeah.
He was like athlete. They don't blitz him.
Nope. They wanted him to play man coverage. They want him to play zone. They want him to be in spaces rather than up in the line. When you're running the football, you have to have Jamin. I think it was second quarter. Second quarter, he blitzed up the middle and stops and met Saquon right then and there. Saquon was shook. He was like, this man just came in the B gap. What's going on? He hit me right there. What are we doing? All he had to do was keep doing that. But what they did was they switched him out in the flat and then pass it to him to get that first down. I have a problem with Jack Del Rio because if Jim Haslett was there, Jim Haslett would have had London Fletcher run up every single gap. Every single gap. That's how we hit. That's how we hit Tom Brady. Huh? I'm sorry.
I was saying that London Fletcher wasn't the greatest in coverage, but he was an animal in the gap.
Yes.
And you really miss an individual like that.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
I think I agree with the Jack Del Rio thing. I think the whole thing stinks because you're talking about. You drafting these guys, so you're talking about the scouts. When you look at their tape, it's like, why are they having them do all the stuff that they didn't do? You have to make these guys comfortable. So, scouts, coaches, and even the performance of the players. Like, the situation these guys have to get.
The whole team.
So the thing I seen, I'm sorry, continue.
No, I'm just saying it's really no saving his coaching staff or anybody. To be honest, everybody's got to have their heads on the chopping block.
I agree, and I well, if you look, what he's saying is based off the losses that we had in the season, and I totally understand why he said that. I have no rebuttal to that, because if they knew,
no, I think somebody wants Rivera's job.
yeah,
I think this is an inside thing.
no, well, I don't think so, because if you look at
I think so. And if we lose any more, I'll bet you on it.
I mean,
but what, to be honest, if we leave the enemy or anybody else out of it, what has Ron shown to us, performance-wise, over the last week?
Benjamin has been put in charge. He is the offensive coordinator. Del Rio is the defensive coordinator. Now, a lot, about 90% of everything is on them. I rest my case.
well,
The head coach also is a delegator and a regulator. And again, if we take Deanna like he never came, what had Ron done previous to this? Riverboat Ron hasn't really even been around. And you're talking about a coach that hasn't really won much in the last 10 years, even when he was with Carolina. He only had like one win.
Wait a minute. What?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Were you around when we had Heineke?
I go back.
That was just
around
last year, bud.
Okay, but what did we do with that?
Let's get down to business right here.
But y'all forgot one thing. Monday's going to be like the Tuesday's a trade deadline for players and stuff. So Sweat or Chase Young could be one of the guys that's gone to a trade to a team this week.
Yeah.
see, here's the problem with that. I have a problem with that.
You're going to be big defensive players.
I have a big problem with that. And the reason why I have a big problem with that is because these individuals are not at fault for losing those many games, especially Sweat, especially Chase Young. I believe if we're going to trade somebody, we should trade Dax Mullane. Dax Mullane hasn't done nothing for this team. Nothing. And this guy is, Dax Mullane. He's like they used him for a wide receiver and to kickoff returns. They should never have this guy on the team. Never. 651.
I don't think he has any value to trade.
Hey, we can.
Have any value.
Well, yeah, he does. He has the kickoff value. We kick him off, and we'll be value for it. I'm joking, man.
I mean, shoot, we brought Crowder back. He's been the best returner we've had.
Exactly my point, and that's why I think we should use him more, because he gives us more of a positive run. It's 6:51. Let's go ahead and go back to that, because this is a great topic. I love this. We're gonna go ahead and go to the Wizards now. The Wizards, I don't want to do this, but I got to. The Wizards played. They play tonight against the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies are 0-2, and we are 0-1. We lost to the Indiana Pacers, 143-120 in OT. What was the benefit? And I hate bringing this man's name up, but I have nothing good to say about him. But why would you pay this man $100 million, not $100 million, but $40 million or $4 million to be your defensive guy? But he's the NFL worst player in the league, and you're paying this man to say what? That we love you, we want you to be here, you did great for us. He ain't do nothing. Nothing. I need the panel talk to me. Talk to me. All right. So let's do this. Let's start with Coach, and then we're gonna jump from left to right. Coach, talk to me. What are we doing? What are we doing here?
Well, now I didn't get to watch that game, but I did, with the papers, and I looked at I was like, y'all could have gotten, more points than that. But see, they traded the good guys.
Yeah.
They traded them, and they're paying for it. That's it.
They traded
That's
everybody.
Nutshell.
They traded everybody. I don't even know what to say. All right, Big Steve, what's going on, man? Talk to me.
Like I said, they played a good game. The other day against the Pacers, they just blew it in overtime. But I think they'll beat the Grizzlies tonight.
Yep, they played 0-2 Grizzlies tonight.
Yeah, they'll be 1-1.
Hey, man.
You think they'll beat the Grizzlies?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think it's right at the panic button now.
Really? Lou just came with the bomb. Hit the panic button right now? Wow, Lou. That was straightforward. Jeez, Lou. Hey, 703, what's your name again? I'm sorry, bro.
Rain.
Rain. Go ahead. All right, go ahead, Green. Go ahead, Green.
I watched the whole game. They played a good first quarter. They still gave up 34, but that's the league we're in right now. They were up 39-34. They didn't go to overtime. They just got ransacked the rest of the game. They could not stop the Pacers fast break. The Wizards are a team that they only got one pretty much real protecting Daniel Gafford, and he's not offering you much offensively. But I love his energy. But after that, then they don't really have anybody that's pretty quick in those big person roles. The Pacers just getting out on the break. They were hitting a ton of threes. So there's a talent problem defensively, but that, like we were talking about the other day, is something that Wes Unseld Jr. hung his hat on about, being a defensive team. They scored 120 points. You're gonna have that. You can't be giving up 143. There was no other team that gave up close to 143 points that night, or even last night if I had to go back and look at the stats. So they had to really lock in defensively. I know it's a new team, and I was one of the proponents too, letting Bradley Beal go. They're hitting the reset button because there was nothing that was going to be built around that. You give him max deals, and you're not having enough money to be able to spread out to get additional talent anyway. So now you're playing for the draft.
Well, let me tackle that too, because I think if you look at it like this, right? Let's say that Bradley Beal gets the max deal, right? And you have Kuzma, you have Porzingis already here, but they don't give Porzingis the max deal. They don't even give Kuzma the max deal, right? And then what they do is they go reach out and get Poole. Does this become a playoff team?
There wasn't enough money to be able to. You have Bill already at the max deal.
Right. But my point is, when
enough money to be able to sign back Kuzma, so he would have bought.
Well,
Poole only been able to go off the trade, so it was really stuck in the the salary cap on what they could really do. I just thought that if they were going to get rid of Bradley Beal, they should have got rid of him the year before, because at first no one's going to touch a max deal contract, and he had no trade clause. So if you weren't going to get value for him next year, so they waited a little too late to make that decision.
So would you give? Okay, so you. I'm sorry, Greg. So what you're saying is you give players the max deal because you know they're not going to be on the team next year. So you get rid of them and then you start to rebuild. Is that what you're saying?
No, they were trying to be loyal to Bradley Beal in a sense. They gave him the max deal, but you got to know from a salary cap standpoint what you can build around those max deals, because they didn't have enough to be able to support Bradley Beal from top to bottom. They didn't have a bench really.
Right.
Then you talk about people staying healthy, and Bradley Beal really wasn't so healthy in his last 2 years. True.
No, you're right.
Really, that was, to be honest, that was a loyalty thing, and loyalty really doesn't exist in this league anymore. And you have to look at the salary caps and what you can do to build around players. He was, I salute him. I love Bradley Beal, but it was his time. It just was a year earlier. They should have made the move, but it is what it is.
Good point, man. So we come into the edge of our show, and for those who watch, we do a 73 ratio because Tonight we're gonna do it too because we got the Grizzlies and Wizards, and we got Washington at the Washington coming here. I mean, Eagles coming here. So I want both of y'all to give me. I want everybody to give me two. There's 7-3 ratio. The 7-3 ratio stands for your confidence 7, if your lack of confidence 3, and what the score is going to be win by. A 3 means that you're not confident. A 7 means that you're confident. So we're going to go with the Eagles and Commanders. We're going to start with Big Steve and go down to Green.
28-24 Commanders.
28-24?
Commanders.
Okay. All right. Coach, what you got?
That's cool.
I know. Coach.
Me?
Yeah, you're next.
All right. 21-19. Commanders.
Okay. Two points there. All right, Lou. I already know, man. Go ahead.
127-2 Eagles. 21.
You always bring us back to the level, man. You're so positive so time, man. Come on now.
Hey, look.
21-7
21-7 Eagles. He gives Commanders no shot whatsoever. Good gracious. All right, Green, go ahead, bro.
I'm gonna say 31-21 Eagles. I don't see the Eagles coming back.
And you know what? That's real talk right there because yeah, I feel you. I feel you on that one. Me, you know what? I've looked at I'm a defensive man, the guy. I look at this and I see if we don't blitz, if we don't score above 20 or 30 points, we ain't doing nothing. I just don't see it. Offensive line is horrible. It's going to be a close game just like it was in the Eagles. I say we lose by 3. It's just what it is. I want to thank I want to thank Big Steve, Coach, Louis Tenor, and Green. Thank you for coming in and entertaining us with some positive message right there with, your thoughts on the game. And I want thanks for you guys who's listening out there. Thank you for coming in and entertaining us on the Evening Sports Show. Make sure you come back in. We're doing the same thing every week. We're commenting, we're calling in. Just got to participate. So with that being said, you're human first, everything second. Go get your dreams because you're conquerors by definition. Everybody be safe. Have a great weekend. And I'll see you next Saturday.
Be safe. God bless.
God bless y'all.
Yep.
God bless.
Yep.
All right.
Go Commanders.
Go Commanders.
Go Commanders.
Go Wizards.
No, we're not talking about the Wizards now. Don't even throw that in there.
Go Wizards.
We're not talking about the Wizards. Stop that, Big Steve.
1-1.
All right. Y'all be safe out there.
All right, sir.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye. And I want to thank you guys for coming in, entertaining me on the DMV Sports Show. You're human first, everything second. So go get your dreams, but you're conquerors by definition. All right. We'll see you next Saturday. To talk about the same topics. Different mindset. Be safe. Peace.